Hello, everybody. It's Bill, it's that college football guy, here with another video. So the title, the G's. Yeah, this is the after what happened with the award show with Travis Hunter and everything else, and him winning the Bednarik but not being a finalist, it pissed me off. I don't like people getting screwed over. It's one of the things that it does piss me off a little bit. And the G5, G6 has been getting screwed over on this. Ashton Jonty, the only reason won the Doak Blockers because nobody else was even close in their eyes. So the G Awards, which I've decided to do because of this, because of what happened here, it just pissed me off. So what are the G Awards? Well, basically it's the only way you're going to win the award is you have to be a member of a school in the G5 conference, soon to be a G6 conference. The awards we have quarterback of the year, running back of the year, wide receiver of the year, tight end of the year, defensive lineman of the year, linebacker of the year, defensive back of the year, coach of the year, offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, and the G, the player of the year. You're the G of the G5. You're the man. So the G is the real overall player of the year. So somebody's gonna walk out of here, most likely walks out of here with 3 awards. All right. So we're going to start with the offense first, go to the defense, and then go through this. Okay. Quarterback of the year. This one's going to get some people a little bit ruffled, some feathers. Some people, I went with Bryson Daly, the quarterback from Army. Now, he really wasn't a quarterback in Cincy running the ball, or throwing the ball. He only had 9 passing touchdowns. But he ran for 1,562 yards and 38 total touchdowns. A monster amount. Tied with Ashton Jonty for the most rushing touchdowns. He wins. That's a hell of a number to get done. So, 38 touchdown total. A hell of a season for the senior. I gave Bryson Daly the quarterback of the year award. The running back of the year award, gee, I wonder who it is. Ashton Jonty, maybe? From Boise State, 30 total touchdowns, 29 rushing touchdowns, 2,497 yards and counting. One thing I'm going to let y'all know. I got some messages from people I know from Oklahoma State fans. They put it up, and I've gotten contact from some of them. They like Ashton Jonty. They said, he's done it right. He's had nothing but respect. He's been professional. He's been everything that you want someone to be to carry that. They like him. And they said if there was anybody that they've seen in the last few years that should break Barry's record, they don't have a problem with Ashton breaking it. They really would love to see Barry and Ashton together having a conversation. If Ashton breaks it, believe me, that conversation will happen. I don't know how Barry Sanders feels about anybody breaking his record. That I haven't heard. But the Oklahoma State fans are happy, and they're also pissed. They said, a man who breaks Barry Sanders' record and doesn't win the Heisman because we gave a participation trophy to somebody else. This is Oklahoma State fans, mind you. They're mad. Did he do it in Division I? Yeah, he did. Because when Barry did it, there was no FBS and FCS. It was just Division I. There was no separation. So, for that aspect, okay. So, keep that thought in mind. But anyway, Ashton, running back of the year. Wide receiver of the year. Again, stunner. Nick Nash from San Jose State. 104 receptions, 1,382 yards, and 16 touchdowns. Won the wide receiver triple crown. Had a hell of a season. Led the nation in 5 categories. I think it was 5. But an incredible job for him, and just incredible. So congratulations to him. Tight end of the year. Harold Fannin Jr. from Bowling Green. 100 receptions. 4 behind Nick Nash. 1,342 yards, 40 behind Nick Nash, but only 9 touchdowns. But for a tight end, being the focal point of the offense, that's one hell of an accomplishment. So congratulations to Harold Fannin Jr. for winning tight end of the year. Defensively, defensive lineman of the year, they had a couple nominees, but I went with the sophomore. He only played 3 years. He played a year at Virginia. I've only played 4 games and redshirted. Sophomore from Marshall, Mike Green, who was a monster. 81 total tackles, 3 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, led the nation with 17 sacks. Everybody's going like, damn, man, that numbers, man. He going to go transfer, isn't he? Yeah, to the NFL draft. He already declared. He's striking while the iron's hot, and I can't blame him. You're leading the nation in sacks. How many times are you going to do that? Strike while the iron's hot, so congratulations, and I hope you have a fantastic career in the National Football League. Linebacker of the year. Holy crap. This one I was going like, okay, look at this guy. And then one man popped up. Not a young man. Man. Good Lord. Sean Dolak from Buffalo. You want to talk about a stat line? 159 total tackles. 16.5 tackles for loss. 5.5 sacks. 5 picks. And 4 pass deflections. The only thing I saw when I saw this line is, did he sell any popcorn while he was at it? I mean, he had so much just dominant. I got to give him the Linebacker of the Year award. Congratulations, Sean. Incredible season. DB of the Year award. This was the hardest for me to do because 8 guys were tied for it. The biggest measure I have is you're the DB, you're defending against the pass. Now, pass deflections, and remember, what's the big measuring stick? Picks. 8 guys were tied with 5. That was the first marker. 8 guys tied with 5. So I had to go with different markers here. Who's going to win what? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? And I'm trying to think out of it, and it came down to it like, okay, pass deflections is the second most category. For some people. Some people would say it's tackling. Actually getting the receiver down. Like the guy who was second in pass deflections, actually led in pass deflections more than anybody else of the candidates, but he was dead last in tackling people. So you can deflect the ball, but you can't tackle anybody. So I said, okay, let me look at this from an overall. Who's got the most? And it came down to the former Texas and Arkansas product, the senior from UNLV, John Cantalone, 5 picks, 89 tackles, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, 3 pass deflections. He had the fewest pass deflections, but he just was tackling everybody. You were not getting past him. If you can't knock the ball down, if you can't get the pick, and make sure they can't get it, and make sure they don't get past you. And that's exactly what he did. So congratulations to Cantalone for being Defensive Back of the Year. Now, Coach of the Year. First off, 2 finalists. Give his flowers to Jeff Monken at Army. You went 10-2 with Army. That's a hell of an accomplishment. So, but Coach of the Year, the guy that maybe is in the playoffs, the guy that might have a first round bye. We're talking about Spencer Danielson of Boise State being the Coach of the Year. This no surprise here. Offensive Player of the Year award, maybe Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. Yeah, I think that was kind of self-explanatory considering the incredible season he's had and potentially record-breaking season he's having. Defensive Player of the Year, 3 nominees: Green, Dolak, and Cantalone. Green had an incredible season, a lot of sacks, but I got to give the award to Dolak for Buffalo because he did everything. Tackle for loss. Didn't get as many sacks, but as a linebacker, we weren't supposed to get much. The picks, the pass deflections. Anything he was asked to do, he was doing it at a great level. So, I have to give Sean Dolak the Defensive Player of the Year award. And last but not least, who's the G? Who's the man? Who is the Player of the Year for the G5? No shock to anybody. It's Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. He's had an incredible season, and congratulations to him. I'm rooting for him to break Barry's record. Hopefully it happens in the playoff game. Hopefully. I would love to see it. I haven't heard a word as Barry's going to be at the playoff game. I haven't heard a word. I don't think he will be. But we'll see. The fact is, if it was in a dome and it was warm, I think Barry would go. But outside in the cold and the snow, most likely it's going to be out in the cold and the snow playing most likely Penn State. Must be in Boise, so it's going to be cold anyway. I forgot Boise's at home. But, yeah. Maybe they might bring him up there for that game. I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see. But to recap for everybody, quarterback of the year, Bryson Daly of Army. Running back of the year, Ashton Jonty from Boise State. Oh, I'm going to shout out one thing. Somebody asked me, you're going to name your awards like they did. Okay, number one, if you name somebody for an award, you have to get an agreement with them and a licensing agreement to use their name. I'm not going to get hit for lawsuits because I put somebody's name on here. That's why it's just quarterback of the year, running back of the year, wide receiver. This gets big enough down the road, we get to put names on it, that'd be fantastic. But as of now, this is the first one. Quarterback of the year is Bryson Daly from Army. Running back of the year, Ashton Jonty from Boise State. Wide receiver of the year, Nick Nash from San Jose State. Tight end of the year, Harold Fannin Jr. from Bowling Green. Defensive lineman of the year, Mike Green from Marshall. Linebacker of the year, Sean Dolak from Buffalo. Defensive back of the year, Jalen Cantalon from UNLV. Coach of the year, Spencer Danielson from Boise State. Offensive player of the year, Ashton Jonty from Boise State. Defensive player of the year, Sean Dolak from Buffalo. And the player of the year, Ashton Jonty from Boise State. So this actually, with the awards, it covered the G5. I mean, we had one from the American. That was Army. We didn't have anybody from Conference USA, unfortunately. We didn't have Conference USA. But we did have one from the MAC, ended up being defensive, two from the MAC, actually, which you got Buffalo and Bowling Green. We had one from the Sun Belt in Marshall, and we had three different schools from the Mountain West: Boise State, San Jose State, and UNLV. So kind of well represented around on here. So it's going to be interesting here. But I've done my talking. I've announced who it's going to be. Why don't you let me know your thoughts in the comments? So thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't done this already, do me the favor, smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. Helps with the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. Lets YouTube know, hey, people like this video. Maybe we got to promote it more. Comment on the video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? You disagree with me? You think somebody else is a better candidate for one of these positions? Let me know what it is. So there's a couple of awards I'm figuring I'm going to get them. I'm going to get some argument with, and but you got to remember one thing with awards is, particularly the quarterback of the year, which is going to get the most pushback, is when you're the focal point of the offense versus being an afterthought. Because I already know Boise State's going to say their quarterback's better, but the fact is, aren't you key in on the Army quarterback? You don't key in on the Boise quarterback. You key on Ashton Jonty. So he's helped by that. Everybody's gunning for the QB, and you still get it done. It's like Ashton, everybody's gunning on him, and he still gets it done. So, but let me know what you think about that down in the comments. Share the video if you want to, and if you haven't done it already, check out some of the other videos I've done. If you like them, hey, subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you did. Trying to get this channel to grow. You want to follow me on the craziness, the lunacy that is Twitter, that is X. The link will be in the description. I got a video kicked up coming out on Thursday. Something that's going to be coming up, or something I've been working on, and with all the stuff that's going on recently, I think it needs to be said. But that's enough for now. So, like I said, we'll see you on Thursday. So thanks everybody for watching. Everybody's having a great day. Ooh, cops are everywhere. So be mindful and please be good to each other.